Hi friends, how's it going? So, I know what you're thinking. What am I doing here before you today besides procrastinating and drinking a smoothie? Well, I'll tell you. I'm here to give you a brief prologue for what will be yet another attempt I'm doing at somewhat of a video series. So the goal of it's going to kind of be to give you some insights into my process for book defacing. So I get a lot of questions regarding, my process in terms of like, how do you come up with ideas? How do you approach it? What materials you use? That's a big one, materials. So there will be a whole video about materials. Oh, how did you get this to look like that? Lots of, basic stuff. And so, I'm always happy to answer questions. Always. Feel free to ask me anything. I don't mind. It just get a little repetitive though. So I thought, maybe it would be easier if I just, put it all out in a video. And then, you guys can reference that whenever you have a question. I'm hoping that with these videos, you won't have to ask me more questions. But, again, like I said, always happy to answer questions. Like if you have, something crazy in depth that I didn't really get to, yeah, you can ask. I don't mind. I really don't mind. Everyone's always like, sorry to bother you, but seriously, I don't mind. I have no life. So, this is the first part. I kind of wanted to do just a brief introduction. This video isn't really going to explain anything other than what book defacing is, if you're unfamiliar with it, and why I personally do it. Sometimes when I post things about book defacing, I'm actually met with a certain level of hostility where people are just absolutely appalled, like, oh my god, how could you ever draw or paint or write in your books? It's like a crime to some people. And I get that. Listen, I am not here to tell you what you should do with your books. You can do whatever the heck you want. If you like to keep your books super nice and pristine, exactly the way you got them, the day you got them from the bookstore, that's fine. That's your prerogative. I personally think that that's kind of boring. I like my books to have a certain level of character, but I don't like to destroy my books. And so I felt the happy medium between the two was to deface them, to make them look different than anyone else's, but also still aesthetically pleasing. And that's why I like to do it. And also, I'm very artsy. I like to make things. I like to paint. I like to, come up with cool ideas like that. So that's kind of my motivation behind it. And I think for the most part, people who do it, they're looking for some way to artistically express how they feel about a book, or they just want their books to look nice. Like me, it's a mixture of both. I want my books to look nice. I also really want to have this artistic expression, I guess, of the book in a way. It makes sense in my head. Why you do it is really your business. That's why I do it. So yeah, what is it exactly? If you're new to my channel, you've never watched my videos, if you don't follow me on Tumblr, you saw this and you're like, this could be interesting, and that's why you're now watching it. Book defacing is, it's essentially exactly what it sounds like. You're taking a book and you're drawing on it, or you're painting on it, or you're drawing in it. That's something that I've actually just started doing, is kind of making little drawings on, in the margins and stuff like that. It's really fun. I think it's really fun. If this does not sound like something you're interested in, that's fine, sure. You can do whatever the heck you want with your own books, like I said. It's your business, but a lot of people ask me a lot of questions about a lot of things in terms of book defacing. So I'm just gonna tell you all about it best I can, and hopefully it'll answer any questions you might have in the future. Again, if you do have questions, then feel free to hit me up. You can leave a comment on one of my videos. I will most likely see it, and I will most likely respond to you there. You can message me on my Tumblr. I have the anonymous option on. You should be able to message me even if you don't have a Tumblr. And yeah, so brief layout. This has been the introductory video. Next video is going to be covering the planning process and how I prepare to deface my books, things that I consider, how I go about making a design, where I get my inspiration from, that kind of stuff. The following video is going to be about materials, paints that I use, brushes, everything to do with what I actually use on the book. The video after that is going to be about the actual painting of the book. I'll be showing you what materials and techniques I use to achieve certain looks. certain textures, certain patterns, stuff like that. Last but not least, the final video, I've just kind of recently added this to my plan. I'm gonna give you some glimpses into what the insides of my books look like and how I customize those as well through annotating and doodling and stuff like that. I'm hoping that these videos will be too terribly long and boring. I'll try and get to the point relatively quickly, but the next video is probably going to be the longest just because really planning is the most important part. So feel free to click on ahead if you are interested in book defacing, and thank you for watching. Hope to see you again soon.